Hey guys, I'm Lex,
And I'm Trex.
and this is Exploration Unknown.
The greatest prison that people live in is the fear of what other people think. What happened to me as a result of all the ridicule I went through is that I stepped out of the fear of what other people thought.
Okay, so I pulled up two articles. First is the how Thanksgiving started in America, how the American tradition of Thanksgiving began. And then the second article is the weirdest Thanksgiving traditions out there. So, we couldn't do it without the weird ones.
I live for that shit, man. I
So,
live for the weird shit.
dude, I know, and there's so many weird traditions. Not even just in America, in other countries, there's weird ass traditions, and I'm gonna end up pulling some up, so just beware. Okay, so November 25th celebrates Thanksgiving, the annual holiday observed on the fourth Thursday of every November. The animated graphic features some of the typical ingredients for Thanksgiving feasts. Wait, what? What is he even talking about? Okay, skipping that, because that's just a whole bunch of nonsense. That's not what I was picking this article for. Anyways, Thanksgiving traditions can be traced back to harvest festivals, when the pilgrims from England and the Native Americans they encountered gave thanks for a bountiful feast. A 3-day harvest celebration held in Plymouth Colony, which today forms part of Massachusetts, back in 1621 is considered to be the first American Thanksgiving. The U.S. National Museum of the American Indian, and it abbreviated is NMAI, explains in looking at the first Thanksgiving feast from the point of view of its native participants, it is possible to understand how integral the concept of giving thanks is to native worldviews. The Pilgrims first arrived in Plymouth in 1620, but they hadn't brought enough food. Half of the colony died during the winter from 1620 to 1621, as it was too late in the year to plant crops. Maybe you should have planned better. Just say it. I mean, if you're gonna go do something like this, prepare a little better. Prepare. But in the spring of 1621, the colonists were taught how to grow corn and other vegetables by the local. I'm not gonna say this because I'm gonna butcher it, and I don't want to offend the Indians, but it's the Indians that were there.
Native
What? Huh?
Native Americans.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just reading the article, okay? Just reading the article.
Back, try to grab it.
Anyways, who also showed the pilgrims how to hook corn as well as cranberries and squash. They were also taught how to master hunting and fishing. The NMAI explains when the English decided to establish a colony there in the 1600s, the Native Americans already had a deep understanding of their environment. They maintained a reciprocal relationship with the world around them. Makes fucking sense. It was their land. I mean, obviously they would know what to do and what not to do with it. As successful hunters, farmers, and fishermen who shared their foods and techniques, they helped the colonists survive in a strange new place, the museum says. The first American Thanksgiving in the fall of 1621, the Pilgrims and local Native Americans gathered for a feast of wild turkeys, duck, geese, fish and shellfish, corn, green vegetables, and dried fruits.
I'm not gonna cap. That
That's
had to been a
quite a
shitty
bit.
turkey. Because first of all, wild
Huh?
turkey is very stringy. I was saying that had to been a really shitty turkey because wild turkey like meat is very like stringy. It's not like really good meat, you
Well,
know?
turkey
Like,
base is stringy.
huh?
Turkey meat, if you think about it, it's stringy
No,
anyway.
it's extra real gamey. It's not,
Ew. I'm
you know.
sorry, Pilgrims and Native Americans. Y'all,
Hey, to them that shit was probably good, but you try that shit after trying our turkeys nowadays, you're gonna be like, oh,
I like my turkeys grown by people. Raise them up right and make them fat for me.
fat as hell. Just obesity at its finest in that turkey. All right, that's what I want to see. Feed that motherfucking McDonald's and KFC. All right, that's what I want to see. Yes, it's fucked up to feed it. Well, no, it's a turkey. It's not a chicken. It's probably be happy it's gonna be a chicken. Shit, bok bok, motherfucker.
But the Native American chief and his tribe brought venison. So, I mean, to be honest, that sounds like they had a lot of food. Like, because if you think about it, okay, they say venison, fish, and shellfish. Those are not common things that you hear people eating at Thanksgiving. It's mostly like
Uh,
it's
people that I know have like crawfish bowls and shit, like bowl, like actual like seafood bowls and shit.
well, see, that's the difference in like places too, because down here it's like turkeys and ham, and then a
That,
whole bunch of sides.
that we have here, and a shit ton of sides brought in from several different family members. Some of
Yeah,
it you don't have to eat. Let's admit it here. Let's admit it. All right. Sometimes at these family functions, we be trying to be nice. All right. We know not to go after a certain dish that somebody brought because last time it was fucking disgusting. And you just now you just want to be nice. You put it on your plate and you like feed it to the fucking dog or something, or just don't eat it. Be like, oh, I got full off some other shit. I ain't get a chance to get to it. It smell good though. It smell real good, but I
Lola
can't eat.
leftovers. Lola gets what I don't eat, so she eat good too. She eat good too. But let's see. It says the first Thanksgiving was just the beginning of a long history of interactions between American Indians and immigrants. The meal that is ingrained in the American consciousness represents much more than a simple harvest celebration. It was a turning point in history. The first Thanksgiving was followed by an extended period of injustice and conflict between Native Americans and Europeans. Many Native Americans see Thanksgiving as a national day of mourning, according to the U.S. Embassy website. The museum explains sharing agricultural knowledge was one aspect of early American Indian efforts to live side by side with Europeans. As relationships with the newcomers grew into competitions for land and resources, the groups were not always successful in their efforts to coexist. Back in September of 1789, the first federal Congress passed a resolution asking former President George Washington to recommend a day of Thanksgiving to the country. This prompted Washington to issue a proclamation in October of 1789 declaring November 26th as an official holiday of sincere and humble thanks, according to the U.S. National Archives. Later in 1863, the former President Abraham Lincoln encouraged Americans to mark the last Thursday of November as a day of Thanksgiving. Basically, they're just kind of back and forth about when it's going to be. Just a little bit of, I want to do it different. So, in 1870, Congress passed legislation that made Thanksgiving a national holiday. At the time, the president had the authority to set the official date of Thanksgiving, unlike other national holidays such as Christmas, New Year's, or Independence Day. More presidents followed Lincoln's lead in declaring the last Thursday of November as a day of giving thanks, apart from a few exceptions such as Franklin D. Roosevelt. Following pressure from the Retail Dry Goods Association in 1939, Roosevelt moved the date of Thanksgiving to the I don't know how to say this word. I really don't know how to say this word. But okay, it's ultimate and pen. Pen in front and then ultimate. PENULTIMATE.
Stump me.
Anyway,
Penultimate.
something Thursday in November. Y'all know I'm stupid, so don't come for me. Even though I did take an IQ test and I scored a 118, but that had to be wrong. That had to be way wrong.
I mean, I mean, I took the same test. It was no words or anything like that. It was more or less complex images and trying to figure out which images go with what based upon your thought process.
Mhm.
So she scored off of her ability to put images together and figure out a puzzle, which is pretty much what a genius can do. So shout out to you. I scored a 94. I suck. I ain't scared to admit it. I'm the dumb one out of the two. If one of us was to get recruited by NASA, it'll be her, not me.
I ain't going to NASA. They better really figure out space travel if they want me up there.
No, not going up there. They got ground guys, you know that, right?
Oh.
Houston, we have a problem, like
I wouldn't trust me being Houston. Anyways, back to
I trust you in Houston. I would.
that year, retailers were concerned about the potential negative impact on sales due to a shorter Christmas shopping period, since Thanksgiving landed on November 30th in 1939. Dozens of states made declarations similar to Roosevelt's Thanksgiving Day proclamation, while others opted to keep the holiday as the last Thursday in November. After 2 years of different states observing Thanksgiving on one of two dates, either the whatever day or the final Thursday. In 1941, Congress passed legislation that officially established Thanksgiving as the fourth Thursday of every November. And that's all that's on that one. So
So
that's
can I opt in? And can I opt for November? Well, for Thanksgiving to be like in April? Like right before Easter.
Shut up.
I
No.
love the food, bro. What are you talking about? Like you get Easter and then you get fucking like Thanksgiving.
Add another holiday. Don't move Thanksgiving. Leave it where the hell. You see how much they done moved Thanksgiving? Leave it.
Tell me you wouldn't have a better time on Thanksgiving if you could sit outside and chill with your family. You want to be inside and travel from your home to another person's home.
Everybody comes, though. We don't do no traveling.
Well, you're excluded, okay? You're excluded from this. All right? Go away. I'll talk to them. Listen. No, I'm bullshit.
I'm excluded, guys. I'm not welcome at Texas Thanksgiving because I don't like to travel.
Yeah. I gotta travel every I travel because they lucky. I go to like 18 different family members' houses if it happened that way. Like if every 18 people was to fucking have a Thanksgiving, I go spend an hour at each and one of them.
I mean, I feel you.
Probably 30 minutes because I ain't gonna have enough time.
See, when I was younger, we did Thanksgiving a lot different, but like as I got older, it changed because I mean, all of our lifestyles changed and shit. But when I was a kid, it used to be every single one in the family would meet at my grandma's and we'd do Thanksgiving there. Now, like, and I'm talking cousins, uncles, great aunts, everything. We'd
Oh,
all
I
meet,
know. We used to have a house full too.
but we don't do that no more. Like, now that once we all hit, like, I'd say probably like once I got to about 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, we stopped doing that. And it just became me, my dad, my brothers, and stuff would go to my grandma's. And then my cousin, like my dad's brother and his daughter would be there. So it shortened up, but now it's kind of expanding more because my siblings just keep pushing out babies. So we get we getting we getting our numbers back up. Sorry for exposing my siblings like that, but you know.
Hey, I can honestly say the same. I got nieces and nephews who have kids. All right, so
I'm
I
telling you,
know.
the day that one of my nieces or nephews comes to me and says, "Aunt Lex, I got somebody pregnant," I'm gonna be like, huh. I'm just
Oh, see, one of them's my age. Her name's Sierra. She's my age, and then I have a nephew who's older than me.
see,
So
not as weird.
no, it's more yeah. So I mean, I should have cleared that up because now I got people thinking like I got young nieces and nephews out here pregnant and shit. You know,
Okay,
people they're older.
so
They're
this
big.
list, these insane Thanksgiving traditions will make your family look normal.
Fuck, that possible? Is that possible? We're gonna see.
Okay, first is pardoning the turkey. I have heard a little bit about this, but I've never like actually dove too much into it. But in 1947, the Truman administration established an utterly useless tradition known as the National Thanksgiving Turkey Presentation, and it lives on. Each year at Thanksgiving, the leader of the free world is required to drag some helpless turkey into a public space and offer the poor creature a presidential pardon. It's basically a formal declaration to the turkey that says, "We will not be eating you for dinner this year, my friend." So, George H.W. Bush made the whole turkey pardon shtick a national tradition in 1988. So, way to go, Bush. I don't I don't get the point like, "Oh, you're not going to die, but all your family's going to die." Like, you know. That's basically what they're telling that poor turkey. Next, frozen turkey bowling. I really don't know what the fuck this is, but frozen turkey bowling is exactly what it sounds like. In place of balls and pins, people roll frozen turkeys towards rows of bottled soft drinks. Invented in 1988, the pseudo sport is best played down the aisles of a frozen section at a local grocery store. It can, of course, take place elsewhere, as supermarket employees do not enjoy this.
That's the A. I can't. Nope.
Okay, next is the turkey toss. If you thought you were supposed to flip turkeys like pizza dough, you've been led astray. But all the same, every year there are people who congregate to test how far and high they can sling frozen turkeys. If you're thinking that sounds like a waste of a turkey, you are correct.
It is. It does.
These sorts of contests are particularly popular in Indianapolis, Indiana, where locals like to light their poultry on fire before competing. High risk, super low reward. I don't know who wrote this article, but I love them. Okay. Thanksgiving Day Smash.
Okay, that sounds fun. That's the most intriguing one so far.
So far, yeah. The team over the Santa Barbara Zoo likes to get the animals in on the whole giving thanks thing with a tradition they call Thanksgiving Day Smash. This seems sketchy. Where they invite locals to hit the zoo on Thanksgiving Day and simply watch animals interact with pumpkins. That's it. Says we're not sure why this is fun, but apparently it is, and the ritual remains year after year. So you just sit and watch a lion or a giraffe or something fuck up a pumpkin? Like,
I mean, what about a gorilla? Oh, it's smash. That'd be fucking
yeah,
fun.
I mean, they could
I mean, I'd
live.
go just for that alone. Okay, probably 1 year. I wouldn't go like back to back. You know, I get it on video. You see it every year. You play it. You see, look at this funny shit. You know, not a every fucking year thing.
Okay, the next one is turkey trot. It comes as no surprise that families are eager to do some jogging after inhaling the biggest meal of the year.
No, I'll just barf.
You'll find 3-mile turkey trots all across the country. But beyond the actual event, it's become something of a major tradition for participants to dress in turkey costumes while they run. It's certainly worth noting that there are hundreds of thousands of American people with full turkey suits lying around for the occasion. I can honest to God say, never heard of that, never seen anybody doing that, and if I do, I'm gonna pack my shit and move. I'm gonna be gone. Okay. Pie eating contest. We're not really sure why mass eating contests exist at all, but apparently people love to shove things. Yeah. Yeah. I have to edit that out. But people like to shove things like hot dogs and pie slices down their throats at alarming rates to earn some form of clout that doesn't really sound like clout. Either way, around Thanksgiving, local communities all over the country gather for pumpkin pie eating contests, where participants gobble pies without the use of their hands. This feels like a great way to contract a taste aversion to pumpkin pie until next year's eating contest. And that was actually the last one, so.
That's not really bad. I mean, I don't know if you ever been in a pie eating contest, but it's rather fun
No.
and you get to eat a lot of pie. So, like, there's really no fucking loss there. Even if you lose, you fucking win. Like, it's great. Now hot dogs, fuck that. Nope. Motherfuckers be dipping that shit in water and shit. Just goddamn. Yeah.
Well, that
Well,
is all I have.
Yes, I mean I'm not a big stickler on Thanksgiving and the whole tradition thing, so it,
Just
I
wait
just
till
found huh?
wait till Christmas,
Okay.
cause we're gonna do a Christmas traditions one too, and there's some fucked up shit about Christmas.
Well,
It's gonna
guys,
be
you guys already got it here. Sometime in the near future, probably in December, we're gonna do a Christmas one. All
and
right.
we're on top of it. We will. It's just life happens. Can't give you much more of an excuse, and that's not really an excuse. That's just fact. So,
Big facts. Big fact.
all right, guys. Well, that's it.
Been real.
And it's only when you do it that you realize what a prison you lived in before. And what it gave me was a personal understanding of how easy it is for a few to control the